so I can understand you. Uh, Hello, Ashmita.
Ma'am, good morning.
Hello. Good morning, Bihaya. Bihagya. Sorry.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello. Hello, Jaipal. Hello, Jaipal. Can
Hello,
you?
ma'am.
Yes. Hello. Hello, Kubabib.
Hello.
Hello, Mahesh.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Hello, Vikin. Hi, Vikin. Hello, Vikin. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you say hi, hello to me? Okay, BC is me. Hello, Mariam. Hello, Mariam. Can you hear me? Maybe no. Vikin and Mariam, can you say me hi? Can you turn on your microphone? I think I can't hear you. Maybe you can go and come back again so I can hear your voice. And I think I can't hear you, Vikin, too. If you can turn on your microphone, I will be really glad. Or else I will accept someone else. Maria. Hello, Maria.
Now you can hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Okay,
Okay.
I think that's all. Oh, let's run. Maybe we can start slowly. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I couldn't hear from Vikin. Okay, we have reached to 8 people. This is very good. Today's topic is pets and animals. We are going to talk about pets and animals. Let me share my screen with you so we can start slowly. Let me see. Yes, nice. Yes. Today's speaking workshop is about pets and animals. We are going to share our thoughts, share our experiences about the pets and animals. This is a very common topic in IELTS speaking part, and you can this topic you may talk about this topic in your IELTS exam too. Today we are going one by one. We are going to do part 1, part 2, and part 3 together. Then we will have a feedback part 2. If you want to speak, after I ask the questions, you can raise your hand from the react button below, and I will say your name, and then you can turn on your microphone and speak. I will take notes and um, I will take notes and give you feedback depend on this on your speech at the end. And yes, this is all. Let me see. We have. I will write your name now so I can take notes because this is a speaking session. If you speak, I can give you a proper feedback. Okay, let's start. My first question is, do you like animals? This is a part one question. In the part one, you will be asked personal question, like think it like a small talk questions. So you will ask like personal questions, and you can answer them as you wish. Like for this one, 2 3 sentences will be enough. Try to keep it short, like answer it directly. Do not try to like explain it like fully. Do not begin from your childhood. Just answer the question. Okay, my first question is, do you like animals? Why? When you're asked a question in the part one, suppose that you are already asked why question, even if the examiner don't doesn't ask it. Yes, who wants to speak? Come on. Or if you want, I can give you an answer too. Do we have it? No. Do you like animals? Why? Let me think. I'm really fond of animals because because they are really they are lovely. Especially I like cats. For example, this can be a simple answer. Kubabib, yes, I am listening to you.
Yes, I I like animals because they are they are better companion of human, and of course they are lovely and cute, and they keep us. They relieve our stress. They act as a stress reliever for human beings.
Nice, thank you. Yes, yes, Mahesh.
Uh, yes, I do like animals because they are a great partner of human beings. For instance, dogs provide unconditional love and security to our homes. Uh, that's all, man.
Nice. Bagya.
Yes, ma'am, I do really like animals because they were more genuine and they motivate us each and every day. They are the most lovable beings uh, to all the human beings.
Okay, thank you. During your speaking exam, your examiner will take notes too, because the examiner will give you a score on depending on your speech. So she or he has to take notes. Yes, Mariam.
Yes, I do like animals. I love animals so much because they are cute and they emotionally provide you support. And I'm a cat person. I love cats. I have two pet cats in my home, so that's why I love animals because they provide you emotional support.
Okay, thank you. Okay, do we have anyone else wants to speak? For example, I haven't heard from Nimlal. Do you want to talk?
Yeah, I like animals because they are with human being for a long time. In the past, they were with human beings like friend, and they helped. And nowadays also, they are like the part of the family. I think this.
Mhm. Thank you. Okay, let's continue with the next one. Are people in your country fond of animals? Let me see. Let me think and answer too. Ashmita, yes, I am listening to you.
Of course, in our country, India, we love animals as we worship them. For instance, we worship elephants, so to denote respect and tribute to Lord Ganesha. Apart from that, we love and we are fond of animals because there are many other aspects in which we kind of protect as well as we respect and worship them.
Very nice. And it's a nice answer. Who else wants to talk? Yes, Paya, I'm listening.
Yes, most of the people in our country will have a pet animal as a dog as a pet animal, and most of the people will care their pets like their own family members, and they do love with more affection, and we all take our pets like our more close relatives.
Okay, thank you. Who else wants to talk? From whom we haven't heard, for example, Jayapal, we haven't heard from you. Do you want to answer that question? No, okay. And I think I am. Kubavi, did we hear from you? Yes, we have heard from the first question. Kushal, we haven't heard from you. Do you want to talk, Kushal? Yes, please. You can turn on your microphone.
Yes, ma'am. People in our country are very fond of animals. Uh,
Why?
we also, in our country, people also celebrate Kukur Tiar, a dog festival in Nepal, and it is devoted to animals associated with Yamaraj. the god of death and justice. So overall, people in our country are very fond of animals.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Mariam.
Yes, people in our country are also love animals so much. In cities, mm, people as a pet they have cats and hens and dogs mostly in their home, but in village they also have all type of animals like cows, goats, and everything. People love animal in our country also because they provide people emotional support, I think, and also because they help people in mostly thing because people don't have any friends. Most people don't have friends, so animals also like a companions, so that's why.
Okay, thank you. Let me also take notes of the vocabulary that you use. Do you want to do we have anyone else wants to answer that question, or yes, Limlal, I am listening.
Yeah, in the past, many animals were kept as for different working purposes, like plowing the field, carrying loads, etc.
Hmm?
But nowadays, people are becoming fond of keeping pet animals like dogs, uh, and it's increasing day by day. People are keeping pet animals.
Nice. Yes, Mahesh.
Mm, many of the people in our country loves animal because people have pets in their home. Many people have pets in their home, like dogs, cow, cat, uh, etc. People also like loves dogs because sorry man, I many people likes dogs because dogs are a partner of human beings also.
Mhm.
Mm, that's all, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this was the end of part two. In the part two, you will come across this type of questions like, are people fond of rainy weathers in your country? Or they will ask you, do you like rainy weathers? Do you like what kind of weather? How do you feel when the weather is rainy, for example? These kind of questions, and you will have like you will have like 30 seconds to talk. When you exceed this time, the examiner will stop you because you have a time limit, like you have like 10-15 minutes, and section 2 and section 3 will take longer, so section 1 will be like shorter than the other two parts. Okay, now we are at the part 2. We Our discussion question today is, describe an interesting animal that you have seen. You should say which animal you saw, where you saw the animal, why you found of the animal interesting, and explain how you felt when you saw this animal. You have 1 minute to prepare. I'm starting it now. Then you will have 2 minutes to speak. Your 1 minute has started, then I will take the answers. Okay, your 1 minute is up. During the exam, you will be given 1 minute to prepare too. And in this part, the examiner will give you a paper and a pencil, and you can take notes. You can't look these notes during after when you are speaking while you are speaking. However, you can take notes to answer the questions. Yes, who wants to talk? This is the part that you can show your your English level. And when your 2 minutes is done, the examiner will stop you. No one else? Do you want me to read my example first? Yes, I later I can. Very good. Ashmita, we can start with you.
Yes, for sure. First of all, the thing is, I belong to the islands called as Andaman Nicobar Islands, where the dugong is an animal which is also called as a sea cow, which is closely related to the dolphins, resides. So basically, they are endangered animal and there is a very rare chances that you can see them in person. So basically, in my childhood days, we were traveling from Little Andaman to Port Blair for some personal reasons. And while we were traveling, we saw the animal dugong in this ocean just beside our ship, and uh, it was swimming. And while we were seeing it, it was a rare sight. Everyone were so uh, astonished, and we felt like it was a lovely coincidence as well, because we were watching the endangered species like for the first time. It was the first time for our parents as well, because they've been living there for so long and yet they were never able to see it. So it was a rare sight, and we felt like it was fantastic, mesmerizing, and this is something which I can never forget, because that experience was baffling in itself.
Thank you. It was nice. There was another one who wants to speak. I'm sure that I saw a hand. Let me share my example meanwhile. The animal that I'm going to be talking about, the animal that I really remember seeing, is called a rhinoceros. Rhinoceros are Rhinoceros is a heavy, large animal. Its name comes from ancient Greek. It means nose horn. They are given this name because they have a giant horn on their nose. This was a little bit of background about the rhinos. I saw a rhino for the first time when I was 6 years old. We were at a zoo, and although now I'm opposed to the idea of zoos and animals being captured in small cages where they are kept away from their natural habitat, I remember being amazed by the animals I saw. I saw an elephant and a monkey for the first time too. The rhino looked huge and heavy. It was nothing like I had seen before. I was so scared and I started crying. I was with my mom and dad. They tried to comfort me, but I was in shock. I have a picture from that day when I cried in front of their habitat. When I look back at that moment, I only remember how magnificent they were. Also, it makes me upset because I know they should be in conservation in their natural habitat. After all, they are on the brink of extinction. Actually, I have this is my answer, and yes, I have a picture of that day too. I wish I put that here. Maybe next time. Let me see which word do I have used. I used the magnificent. When I look back, they're on the brink of extinction. My parents try to comfort me. Conservation, endangered, blah blah. For the animal topic, you may be asked some like conservation questions too, like how were they, like, or you may have some questions about the endangered animals. This is a popular topic in IELTS speaking to, like the conservation, endangered animals, recycle, climate change. These environmental topics, are very common in IELTS speaking. Okay, who wants to talk? Van Bangia. Yes, I am listening.
Yeah, this was a situation that happened on my birthday, which was a very special day. And the animal that I fascinated about was the dog, because it was presented to me by my brother. Actually, this was the dog that I have seen a few days before on my streets near to my home. Actually, and I thought of taking to my home, but my mom said no, you can't, because of that some health issues that I'm having. So on the few days after on my birthday, which was very special day, and my brother gifted to me after asking permissions from my mother, so that I will be very happy. And the first time that I took into my hands, it was very beautiful. And the dog is having a beautiful eyes and the ears, and also it came into my hands like a little baby. And this was the best situation that I ever had. And I like it the most because that was my beautiful special day, and it made my day. Um, and the feel that I had was very huge, and I can keep it for years and years. But the bad instinct that happened was after few years, uh, it left us. And it was the bad situation, and I couldn't take it back. Thank you.
Thank you for your answer. Yes, Mariam, I am listening.
The animal I love is, and I found on it's on TV. It's panda that I like the most because it is very furry. Panda are very furry animals, and I love to cuddle them if I have a chance. So I see pandas when I was little. I saw them and I thought that it is a teddy bear. So I asked my mother, what if I can have this teddy bear. She said that it is an animal. So I am very fond of the pandas from that time till now. Um, but it is an endangered species and it is considered as China's treasure. So nobody can have them because of some restriction, and because of this is going to extinct the species. That's why they are taking care of them, and nobody is able to touch them or do anything else. Only they take care can feed them and can take care of them. This animal was very interesting to me because they are very furry. Children like furry animals. That's why they love teddy bears and uh, toys that are very furry. And I think girls also like these type of toys. So I think I found this animal very fascinating and very attracted because mm, they have a very friendly nature. They love their take cares. I also see them on YouTube. Their videos are very interesting because every time their take care came to feed them or do anything else, they uh, they hug them and continuously walk after them. That's why they are very lovely. That's why I love this type of animal that also love other persons.
Thank you. Um, Mahesh, yes, I am listening to you.
Uh, I'm going to tell about dogs. When I was 12, I got a dog from my father in my birthday. After 6 months, when I was walking in the street, at that time I got trouble in my feet. Sometime I was helped by my dog. After that, I always love animal, and I feel the dog was my friend. And I also feel comfortable and secure when I was with him. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Let's keep in mind that in the question it is asking about an interesting animal like a rhino. Like you don't see rhino every day, or like a seagull. What was it? The hong, like the Eshmita talked about. It should be an interesting animal. Hmm. No, seagull related. Yes. Nimlal, yes, I am listening to you.
Yeah. One day I was returning from the trekking in mountainous region near Pokhara, and on the way, while I was climbing down the mountain during the trekking, and I saw the donkeys were climbing up the mountain with heavy load on their back, and I looked them, and they were walking quietly up the hill, and sometimes they grazed, and when people they made the people on the way, they used to give uh, the side to the people, and they were on line, so disciplined, and in a relaxed way they're carrying heavy load, and that fascinated me much. That is the thing.
They were relaxed. And so they were so okay. Okay, thank you. Jaipal, yes, hi, I'm listening to you.
Well, I will speak about rabbit which I saw once in some 5 years back. I was on a family trip to Agra to see Taj Mahal, the famous site. I just stayed at one of my relatives' home in Agra, and there I saw rabbits which were caged in a put in a case in their house, and it was interesting to see them as it is not it is unusual to see rabbits in that area usually, but uh, they were pretty good in uh, shape, and what fascinated me is the white hair with eyes and sharp eyes. They looked at me and they just uh, ran away when I tried to touch them. And it was interesting to chase them to just to touch them. And it was really fascinating to play with them in a room and chasing them just to touch them.
Okay, nice. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If the other two persons don't want to answer it, I will continue with section 3 questions. Okay, let me give you some tips on the part 2. Uh, let's say you haven't seen any interesting animal in your life. You don't have to talk all about the whole truth. You can just make a story up. You can talk about, for example, what would be an interesting animal. You can talk about an octopus. Yes, we don't see octopus every day. Or you can talk about seeing interesting animal. Toucan bird, for example. I don't know in what happens in your country, but in my country, I don't see toucan every day. A toucan bird every day. Or you can make it up a story. And for the sake of using a wide range of grammar, maybe you can talk about what happened in the past. For example, that answer, whose answers? Bangai's answer. For example, we'll talk about the what happened in the past. And for example, I'm not saying that you should say this, but I'm just giving an example. If you say that uh, I have seen it, for example, it has been living with us, so you will use the perfect tense. Now I feel this way, this way, this way. Then I back then I felt this way. Now I feel this way. So you used there like the I'm using past tense and the present tense. Also, you can include some. For example, I have seen, you usually, everyone used past tense and the past continuous tense. It was swimming. I saw it in the ocean. It was good. And also, Mariam said it is going to extinct. So there is like a future tense here. So you may try to use different tenses in your speech. Part 2, deep discussion. In a deep discussion part, there will be a more like more uh it will be like deep discussion questions like this. For example, choose one question and answer it at length. Why do you think people keep pets? Okay, now you can talk more about it. And maybe you maybe ask, what do you think about zoos? Or you may have some questions like, uh, what should governments do to prevent animals to extinct, for example? You can have questions like, let me see, can I change it? Yes. Like, okay, for endangered animals. Sorry. And I say, of people, what can governments do for endangered animals? Sorry, it was funny, like endangered humans, people. Change it like that. Oopsie. Sorry. No. Here. Yes. What can governments do for endangered animals? What do you think about zoos? You can choose one question and answer it. Yes, Bhagya, I'm listening.
Um, I'm choosing the second question. What do you think about zoos? Actually, zoos are the beautiful places where most of the endangered animals have been preserved, or they will take a good care of the different types of varieties of animals, and they also ensure that they rear the young ones so that particular breed or the animal didn't get extincted, and we will have a pleasure to see most of the extincted or the animals that we can't see most oftenly. And for example, lion, cheetahs, and also they safeguard the animals to protect from the human to get attacked by them. They like conserve the different types uh, of animals, and we'll be having a beautiful sceneries, uh, and also like a tourist place to visit whenever there is a leisure or a holiday trip to visit.
Mhm. Having a vision. Okay. Okay, thank you. Ashmita, I can hear from you now.
Well, I'm choosing the first question. What can governments do for endangered animals? So in our country, India, government is taking all sorts of measure to protect the endangered species and also regulating a lot of laws. But yet there are loopholes which are going on. For example, for say there is the illegal smuggling which is happening for the ivory, and also there is killing of rhinos just so that the illegal smugglers can get the horns. And also, there is illegal smuggling for the skin of tigers, cheetahs, leopard. So to protect all this, there are laws, but still there are loopholes. I feel like government need to work on that. Apart from that, there are NGOs working on it, but yet there needs a lot of awareness, and this can be done by doing lots of seminars and also actively participating in the workshops, like making people to actively participate in the workshops.
Thank you. It was nice. Jaipal, I'm listening to you now.
Well, I will talk about the first question. Governments can do a lot of things to protect the endangered animals. First thing governments can do to spread awareness among the masses for the protection of such animals. Uh, it need to organize seminars and advertisements, and some workshops to aware the make the people aware about the uh, reasons for being extinct for these animals. The second thing, government should protect the animals by bringing legislations which have some penalty clauses and or some sort of punishments for killing or hurting some animals. So by that way, governments can help protect these endangered animals in the future.
Okay, thank you. Yes, for the let me give you some tips while we are waiting too. When you are talking about the governments, and you can, yes, these are like the, I can see some uh word answers. Yes, you can talk about the seminars, speeches that people can get benefit from, the for the awareness of the people. These were very good. And yes, they can do some legislation. They can pass some legislation, some laws, for example. There can be a punishment, like the some sort of punishment. Yes, it was okay. Yes, Mariam, I am listening to you now.
Point two for endangered animals, I think
Oopsie.
very good work on this type
Mariam,
of animals.
Mariam, can you start from the beginning? I missed that part.
Okay, I will answer the first question. I talk about the pandas before and the Chinese work. I think their policy of helping endangered species and removing and help them coming out of endangered is very good. I think that policy should be applied to by the governments. They separate and they separate their habitats and reserve that area that lost because of endangered animals came to endangered species because of their habitats getting lost because of environmental issues. The places they live are getting wiped out, or the forests are cutting down. That's why the big the best way to help the endangered species are helping or leaving their places as a reserve, the part they are living, so so that their habitat grown back. And for the pandas, the Chinese government reserve their areas where they used to live. The bamboo tree they grown again, like this, and now they are getting well. Now pandas are not in the endangered list now. This type of work is very good. I think a government should apply to help the species that are going in extinction or endangered.
Okay, thank you. Do we have anyone else wants to talk? One, two, three, four answer. I have four answer in that part. Do we have anyone else who wants to talk? Okay, then let me go on with the band descriptions and your feedback. Yes, let's look at the speaking band description. This is a public version. You can search it online and you can look for it yourself too. For the band 9, it says speaks fluently with only rare repetition or self correction. Any hesitation is content related rather than defined word or grammar. Content related. For example, yes. For example, yeah, you are thinking an idea, you are thinking about the topic, but you are not trying to find a word or grammar, or you are not trying to fix your grammar. Speaks coherently with fully appropriate cohesive features, develops topic fully and appropriately. Yes, I'm going to talk about that. Your answers in general, yes, you have some thoughts, you have some ideas on your mind, but when you are transferring it to me or to the examiner, you try to keep a structure on your mind. For example, in someone's in in the part 3, who said it? Yes, Ashmita and Jaipal. These parts were good because you said there are some things that I can talk about. For example, Ashmita says for the part 3, you said that they're illegally smuggling something, so they are illegally smuggling the tigers for their skin. They are smuggling, they are killing rhinos for their horns, blah blah. So this was good, and for these reasons, governments can do this. For example, you talk about the loopholes. Nice vocabulary here, nice lexical resource. Let's look at the lexical resource too. Uses vocabulary with full flexibility and precision in all topics, use idiomatic language naturally and accurately. For the grammatical range and accuracy, it says uses a full range of structure naturally and appropriately, produce consistently accurate structures apart from slips characteristic of native speaker speech. And for the pronunciation, it says uses a full range of pronunciation features with precision and subtlety, sustains flexible use of features throughout, and is effortless to understand. Yes. Depending on these ones, let me start from I won't give you a detailed band score here because it is, but I can say some things. For example, let's start with the Bahaya. Bahaya, I would give you 5 for in total because yes, you have you are giving an answer. There's a flow, but there were repetitions in your speech. I saw that you use repetition so much. Like for this one, I will give you 5. And for your lexical resource, okay, it was okay. You can convey your idea, but the vocabulary were very basic. For example, dog as a pet animal, okay, motivates us each and every day, each and every day. For example, I can see that you say that they motivate us each and every day. They motivate us for to do what? For example, sports motivates me to 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 have a to have a healthier life, for example. And for the for the in the part two about the dog, you said the feeling was huge. This is not that proper use of that word. The feeling was huge. The feeling was so overwhelming, for example. And you said it left us. It left us. Left leave in the past participle, leave is not lived, but it's an irregular verb and it is left. In the part three, for example, you say most oftenly. Most oftenly. In native speakers don't use it in that way. You can use you can say mostly or often. And you said it will be having a scenery, it will be having a vision, or you said, I'm not sure about the last part, but you will be having a. So, okay, I understood your point. It is okay, but you should work on your grammar and structure. It was a little bit difficult to follow you. For example, use as a range of pronouns. I'm reading the 6 pronunciation show some effective can generally be understood throughout, though mispronunciation of individual words or sound reduce clarity at times. Yes, I think this is the oopsie, I missed the 6. Yes, there were some points that I couldn't understand you full. I understood you fully. I couldn't understand you fully. You see, we make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. I can talk about. Come on. I can talk about you, Ashmita. Ashmita, your band score will be really high, like 7. I will give you 7. Yes, because you can. You. I think I will give you 7, 8 band score, like with clarity, because you have used. You used very good vocabulary, like we worship animals, we tribute respect. And when I ask you about why in your country fond of animals, and I could understand you fully. When you are talking in the part 2, you said first of all, so I can understand that your speech is gonna be structured. We saw it in the ocean. I was astonished, mesmerized. It was a rare sight. Endangered animals. It was duffling. It's the duffling feeling. It was a feeling that I can never forget. So you used a past tense and the present tense and also past continuous tense. It was good. And as I said, I think I talked about your part 3. You said help beautiful. No, it was not you. You talk about the loopholes, advanced vocabulary, nice. Doing lots of seminars, so your speech was fluent too. Your pronunciation was good. Your grammatical range and accuracy was good. So I will give you 7, 8 and score. But of course we can ask to examiner. But it was very nice. Congrats. Mahesh, let's talk about you. You said, for example, many people in part 1, you said many people has, many people likes. It is like you can work on your grammar because many people have pet, many people like. and partners of human beings. Human beings. Animals can be a good partner of human beings. Okay, it is okay. Company will be more appropriate though than the partner. Great partners of human unconditional love. It was good. I can understand that you have the enough lexical resource to answer that question. Mahesh. I continue from part two. You talk about a dog, right? Here in the part two, you were a little bit off topic. You talked about an animal that you're fond of, that you love, but we are looking for an animal that you find interesting. But you talked about a an animal that you love, so it was off topic. And no, okay, sorry. Okay, Mariam, let's talk about you. Mariam, in your speech, generally you are doing lots of repetition. In the part one, you said, "I love." What did I write? I don't know. You said, "I love this one." Then you are explaining it. Okay. Then you are saying the same thing again. You said they provide people emotional support. Okay, then you are saying that because they provide the emotional support. So you okay? I understand that you want to say that they give you, they support you emotionally. Okay, but you are saying it like two, three times, so it is repetition, and they are very careful about the repetition when you look at the fluency and coherence. In the part two, again, you can be careful about the vocabulary that you use, because you are saying that I like I like pandas most. I would cuddle them, for example. Okay, I understand that you find them interesting, but I am asking for really interesting. Like, why are they interesting? What is so special about them? And you're talking about the no one can touch them, no one can take care of them. This is yes, they you can't keep them, you can't keep them as a pet. This is true, but I think you can touch, but I think that the point that no one can take care of them. Like, there is a problem with the fluency and coherence. I understand your idea, but it is like you can't find the correct lexical, your correct vocabulary and grammar to tell your ideas, so it will lower your lexical resource and grammatical range and accuracy scores. Dun, dun, dun. This was part three. Part three. And then, Mariam, at the part three, I understand that, for example, it was very good. You started with the China example, so it was very good. You have started it very well. Then this part that reserving the area for bamboos, blah blah, what should we what is done for pandas were too long. You can say that the Chinese government is reserving areas for the bamboos, for the pandas. It is very good. Governments then start to talk about the governments. You are going off topic. It's same thing happen at the part two. So you are going off topic. Try to answer the question and just the question. Unicorn. Okay, who else? Um, Jaipal, for example, you haven't answered the part one questions. In the second part, where are you? I used of a rabbit. It was 5 years ago. I just said, okay, it wasn't a bad answer. It wasn't a band 5 answer, but it wasn't a band 7 answer too. Like, I think I will give you 6 from the part 2, because like you have just used the past tense as I can remember, as I took notes. And in the part 3, yes. Part 3 was good because like you have a structure. First, you talk about the awareness for masses, for protection, awareness for masses. Maybe for masses, okay. You can say they can make workshops, make the people aware. So it was good. I can understand that you have the lexical resource and the fluency, and your pronunciation was okay. And then you said one to protect legislation, penalties, some sort of punishments. Okay. Um, you said in some places, can do lots of things. Try not to use things in your writing and speaking, because when you use things, the examiner may assume that you don't know that word and you are using things instead of that word. But try to fill that part with other words. Can do lots of things. Governments, there is lots of measurements that governments can take. For example, is this all? Did I give feedback for everyone?
No, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Let me see Nimlal. Because with human beings long past. Nimlal, it was in the first part, it was good. You talk about the past, but in there, you didn't use with human beings because they are with human beings for long past. Uh, Nimlal, fluency and coherence. It is good. I can understand your point. You have a structure on your mind, and I can understand that this is very good. It's a very good way to convey your ideas. Nice. But I can understand that you don't have enough vocabulary to convey your idea, and you don't have enough grammatical knowledge to convey your ideas. For example, I can understand that for in the part 1 you want to say that animals have been with people for a very long time, and they are still are a good company. Do you see I am using the perfect tense and the present tense? They are like a part of the family. They are like, for example, they are like a part of the family. Before the nouns, I took notes for someone else too. Jayapal, for example, it is unusual to see rabbit in that area. It is unusual to see a rabbit in that area. Before the nouns, do not forget the articles a and do. Before the nouns, we are putting articles in English. Let's continue with part 2. In the For example, nowadays people tend to keep animals, for example, dogs. Okay, this part was good. Nowadays, good, like good sentence starters. Nowadays, used to, in the past. So these are good when you use that word. Try to use the correct grammar too. Um, At the part 2, you say, I saw donkey, they were climbing, they were walking quietly. Grain, they give the sight to the people. Again, I can understand your point. You have the fluency and coherence. Like when I'm saying you have it, you are willing to speak at length, okay. But it was your part 2 was too short. You should speak for 2 minutes, at least 1 minute, but your speech was too short. But I will give you in total like 5. Yes, I will give you 5. Yes, for example, manages to, in the 5 for the lexical research, it says manages to talk about familiar and unfamiliar topics, but uses vocabulary with limited flexibility. So you're like using like the basic verbs and basic adjectives. Attempts to use paraphrase, but with mixed success. Okay. And for the grammatical range, it says produce basic sentence forms with reasonable accuracy. Use a limited range of more complex structure, but this usually contains errors and may cause some comprehension problems. Yes, when you try to use the grammar, use the range of complex structures, it causes to comprehension problems. In the part 3, we couldn't hear from you. Yes. Yes. And that was all. Anyone else? I think I have done it for everyone. Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining. Let me open my screen. Thank you for joining, guys. It was a nice lesson for me. I hope this was fruitful for you to see how will be the speaking exam. Do we have any newcomers? Did you fill out our form? If you haven't, I'm going to share the link with you. If you have done it before, you don't have to do it again. If you have done it before, you don't have to do it again. But I will be very glad if you can answer it. I will wait for 2 more minutes. If you have any questions, then I will end this session.